Hello everyone, the Muggles are back, and with it we get a list of items that we may or may not want. Now gathering up the scripts can take a while, so it is important to know which items you really want and which items don't really want to waste your time on. But of course, which items are worth it tend to differ between people. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of the items in the Moogle Treasure Trove, tell you where you can get them, and I'm going to point out the items that are probably most valuable to farm for. Let's look at each price category for itself. So starting with the 100 tombstone item. These are the Porksy earrings and they are only available from the event. So if you think they're really cute like I do, this is the time to farm for these earrings. In the 50 tombstone range, we have some mounts, a music scroll and a hairstyle. Now a long full orchestration roll actually comes from the twinning in Shadowbringer, so depending on your luck with drops and how much you wanted, it might be worth getting. But the 3 mounts are a little bit more interesting. The Magitech Predator Identification Key actually has a relatively low drop rate from the Alamigo dungeon in Stormblood. So depending on your luck so far, this might be a good item to farm for. Then we have the Ixion Clarion, which is a mount I am definitely going to be farming for, as there's only 3 ways to get it. You can either get 400 fox leaves from our creepy-faced fox friend by doing some unreals, by getting a gold certificate from Chloe, which means you need 3 rows in her journal, and that is not an easy feat to get, or get 12 items from a fate. The final mount from the Moogle Dragon's Horn you can get for 8,400 Skybuilder scripts. So the worthiness of this mount really is going to depend on how good or bad you are at getting Skybuilder scripts. Now the hairstyle, the Girabanian Plaid, is from Heavens on High. It is a low drop rate from a silver sack, and it actually sells for up to 1.5 million on Cerberus right now. So if you don't have this hairstyle and you really want it, or if you're looking for an item that has a really good resale value, this is gonna be probably a pretty good bet. Just make note, after the Moogle Treasure Trove, the price of the hairstyle might drop down a bit, so you might want to wait before you start selling it again. For 30 tombstones, we can get everything from emotes, treasure maps, clothing, mounts, or even Mandeville gold saucer points. So first of all, the emote. This emote you can get for 1,800 Skybuilder script, or it might be worth it to just check the market board. So keep that in mind before you decide if you want to get the item from the Muggles or not. We can also get 2 ostensibly special Time Warden map. These are unavailable with any other means, and these have the unique property of having a 100% chance of spawning a portal. So these can be really good for farming some good coin after the event, if you are fond of going for treasure maps. There is 1 clothing item in this group, which are the Kikirin earrings. These drop from a level 58 fate in the Travanian hinterland. And then there are the mounts. First of all are the tribe mounts, which is the Lorul Kapu Horn and the Elb's Horn. These come from the Sylph and the Shahagin, which are our Realm Reborn tribe reputations. These reputations are really easy to farm, but they do take a little bit of time. So you can either decide to do a few weeks of rep quests or get the mounts here. I for one would recommend simply doing the tribes and using your tomes for something different. The other mounts from this group are actually all mounts from extremes in different expansions. First of all is the horses from Realm Reborn. We have Aethon from the Bowl of Embers and the Nightmare from the Howling Eye. Both of these are super easy to farm. You can farm them on your own in an extreme, and depending on how well you do, the kill time for the boss is going to take you less than a minute, or at least less than 2 minutes per try, and the drop rate is not that bad. From Heavensward, we have the White Lanner, which is from the Limitless Blue Extreme, and the Demonic Lanner from Containment Bay Set 1T9 Extreme. These ones are also pretty easy to farm, especially if you got a buddy with you, but they can sometimes be a little bit lower on the drop rate than the horses. And finally is the dogs from Stormblood. We have the Revealing cameo from the Pool of Tribute Extreme and the Blissful cameo from the Emanation Extreme. These ones are not necessarily soloable. You're gonna at minimum need a buddy or maybe a few more if you want to go farming for these. So if you don't have the doggies yet, I recommend just grabbing them here from the Muggles to make it so much easier. Final item is the Mandeville Gold Saucer Point Platinum card. It gives you 50,000 MGP. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. For 20 tombstones, you can get housing items. And I'm just gonna come straight out and say, I highly recommend you don't grab these. But at least before you do, go check the market board in your server. I went and checked on Cerberus, because that's where I am. The most expensive item was the Swag Valence at 38,000. Everything else was under 10,000 and most of the items were ranging around like 2,000. So don't really waste your time with these ones. These are also all level 80 crafting items and retainers sometimes tend to bring them back. So it's definitely gonna drop down the price and it might be simply worth getting them from the market board instead of getting them from the Muggles. For 15 tombstones, you can get one of the Bone Vicar's chest pieces. These all drop from the Swallow Compass, which is a level 70 dungeon. So the worth of these items just really depend on you and your taste when it comes to glamour. For 10 tombstones, we have the La Nosca riding maps this time around. These can be gotten for 250 allied seals, which is the Realm Reborn hunt currency. Gathering this currency is extremely easy because of how low level the hunt targets are, but if you aren't in the mood for it, you can also grab these items from the Muggles for 10 tombstones each. For 10 tombstones, you can also get 2 triple triad cards, which is the Galecat card, which drops from Nose in Old Gridania, and the Vanu Vanu card, which drops from Mogmill in the Burning Mist. Both of these cards require you to beat the owner in triple triad, so depending on how much you like playing that card game, you can grab them this way or simply go about it the traditional way. You can also get 2 triple triad cards for 7 tombstones. Those are the Biraco card, which drop from the Jade Stower instance both on normal and extreme, and the Prometheus card, which drops from the Gimlet Dark. In the 7 tombstone group there are 2 minions, which is the Wind Up Succubus, which you can get for 500 allied seals, which again is the Realm Reborn hunt currency, and the Black Hyade, which you can also get from Holmester Switch, which is a level 71 dungeon in Shadowbringers. And finally, there are 2 orchestration roles. The Fibrity Gibbet one is from the Sylph tribe, and the Peace of Mind is from the Vath tribe. Now these really just depend on if you want to farm reputation with the tribes or not. And finally, if you end up with some tombstones left over and you don't know what to do with them, for 1 tombstone you can get 10 magic prisms, the job mastery variety. And those are the items. Which one is going to be worth it for you really depends on you. For me, the ones I'm going to be aiming for this time around is the Porksy Earring, the Magitech Predator, the Ixion Clarion, and the Girabanian Plate. Tell me in the comment what are your goals going to be this time around as we meet up with the Muggles before the next patch comes in. Remember, this event starts on the 24th of April, so you have a little bit of time to figure out what you want to do and to gather some group together for some good farming and even some Blue Mage shenanigans like tends to happen during each of these Moogle events. So tell me about your plans, and if you like videos like this or Final Fantasy lore, make sure to subscribe and do all the good YouTube stuff. But whatever you end up doing, I hope you have a lovely day and I wish you the best of luck gathering these tombstones.